Hey YouTube, it's Mama J, and I am here in the fabulous Greenwood Forest Preserve in beautiful Hilton Head, South Carolina. And I thought I would take you along for my journey. I wanted to thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I am just amazed at that. And I hope you'll join me as we walk through and tour the Forest Preserve. It is absolutely phenomenal. I'm already seeing some great animals, birds and little green annoyals. I've heard that there's alligators, slider turtles. Oh, take a look around here. See if I can figure out how to turn the camera around. Okay, here we go. There's one of these incredible birds right here. Take a look around here. See if I can figure out how to turn the camera around. Okay, here we go. Love these guys. These are one of my favorite birds. They can actually, you'll see them sitting there on the branches and everything, and they're drying their wings. And you'll notice that they have a very, very sharp beak to them. Now these kind of birds, and for the life of me I can't remember the name of them at the moment. I think it starts with an A. So if you chime in and you're looking and you know your birds, tell me. Be sure and list it in the comments. But these birds will sit on branches and dry their wings, and as they do, if they see fish and stuff in the water, they will swoop down and they actually spear it with their beak. They have a very long pointed beak, which is really amazing. Okay, so we're fixing to go down the trail here, and this is we're headed over to the Vanishing Swamp. And that's one of my favorite places here in the Greenwood Forest. They have a boardwalk that you can walk on. And y'all will really laugh at me if I fall over a root and face plant here. But just incredible vegetation. And the boardwalk just sits up just a little bit here. And one thing that is really, really cool here is you'll notice some of these branches have such curvature and beautiful lines to them. And a lot of these areas have the black water. And remember last time I was here, one of these places had a sure abundance of duckweed, which made me laugh. Once you've had a little duckweed, it's with you forever. The palm branches, all kinds of different types of palm trees here. And another thing that's really fascinating to me is the Spanish moss that hangs on the trees here. I think that that's just so beautiful. So here we are, we're walking along. I'm seeing some dragonflies. Just an incredible place to come and walk. And as I'm walking through here, if I see anything interesting, I'll be sure and stop and let you know. Here's another really neat area of black water here. Usually all kinds of fish are in there. You see little minnows and different things. Hey Freddie, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. Just incredible foliage through here. That's my husband who's going to hide from me as soon as I walk by and start talking. There's some turtles.
The log sticking out there?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll try to zoom in a little bit here. There's a couple of little turtles sitting there on the log. It's really common to see little turtles out basking during this part of the day. Yeah, I see them right there. Let's walk down a little further and see what we see here. Now there was a lady that I passed just a little while ago, and she actually saw one of the little baby alligators, and I went back to look, and I guess it had swam away. He's okay. And the nice thing about it is there's all these little signs right here, and they will identify the foliage for you. Some red maple trees in this area. They're also known as a swamp or soft maple. There's some wild grapevines in this area.
It could take down a tree too.
It could. Lots of little grassy plants. And I love this. If you enjoy bog gardens and ferns and different types of plants, you'll really enjoy this area. This area is full of cattails and all kinds of really cool things. I'll see if I can walk up here on this little ramp and see if we see anything. Of course, I've got my whole family with me today. This is my grandson. Say hi, Bryce.
Hi.
This is a water project that they have going here. You can find a lot of common wildlife, such as the yellow-bellied turtles. The red-winged blackbirds are very common in this area. Common plants you'll see are cattails, some marsh pennywort, some water pennywort, and as I said, usually you can see a little duckweed along the way. And it is just a beautiful day today.
We have found many animals near this area.
Yes, we have.
Actually, at this place.
Okay, Bryce, see if you can help us find some turtles.
Oh, we saw turtles back there.
I know, we've seen some turtles and some alligators. I saw a dragonfly.
Oh, and soon we're gonna go on a boat.
Well, we'll see some boats. Yeah.
But we'll go on one to see if there's alligators.
As we walk through the forest preserve, as we get to the other side, there's a couple of lakes. I believe it's Lake Thomas and Lake Joe. And there's also an incredible wildflower garden that I want you to see. Another thing that is right in this area is called an Indian shell ring. And it's a great historical site. We were privileged a few years back to be able to catch them while they were doing some excavation and archaeology studies. And we're actually able to see how they had dug down into the shell ring. Oh, here's a really pretty dragonfly. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, they're moving pretty fast. Incredible wildlife in this area. What is it, buddy? Okay, you can't hang on me.
I want to help.
I know you're helping right now. See if you can help me spot some live animals here. Hilton Head has done a really nice job of creating these little boardwalks and platforms for you to be able to go and observe different areas. And it's really like walking through a little piece of heaven in this area.
There's lots of dragonflies over here, Grandma.
I know that. I've seen them. Okay, let's walk down this way.
No, look.
Yeah, I see.
No, there's signs.
I see the signs.
No, are you gonna show the camera at it? No.
Wondering if there's any kinds of little fish down there.
Wait a second. They see a turtle. They see a turtle.
Okay. Oh, I think we've got a turtle spotting down here. Let's walk down and see if we can find out. Boy, the dragonflies are abundant today. Oh, there is a turtle right there. Let's see if you guys can get a better look of him here.
I see a baby. I see a baby.
You do? Okay, great.
See? You want to see the baby?
There's several turtles right in here. Oh, there is a little baby there. There's 2 turtles sitting on the log right there. Okay, Bryce, that's enough. And there's another little baby turtle. Oh, there he is. He is so cute. Oh, looks like we're fixing to take a swim. He's got some great color on him. You can see the yellow in his shell. I see all kinds of little fish down here in the water. I don't know if they're visible on the camera, but it is so neat to see all of these little animals in their natural habitats. I think that's something that we always strive for as a hobbyist, is to be able to create as much of a natural habitat as we possibly can. Just absolutely amazing area. It's so quiet and peaceful out here. If I can scan out a little bit more. Freddie, I hadn't figured out how in the world to turn the chat on. If I can figure it out, I'll respond to you. So many beautiful plants here. I wish I could create this kind of an environment in some of my vivariums. Let's see, now here's a really cool plant. This is called lizard tail, if I can find it. I think that's it right down there. And that's a really interesting little plant. It kind of resembles a little squiggly lizard, so I think that's how it got its name. Another tree that just really shows off the Spanish moss. Well, the dragonflies are just very prevalent today. I've seen them all over the place. Did you know that Spanish moss is actually an air plant? That's actually a really neat thing to think about. Oh, here you go. Here's you a nice little, all you Aquarius fans out there. How about some of that duckweed? The plant that keeps on giving. lot of times you can hear squirrels and all kinds of different birds chirping out here. Other than the bird that we saw there at the beginning, that's the only one that I've seen so far. Yes. Oh, you found some bark. Good job. Lots of ferns with the palm plants there.
You want to bring it home?
Not right now.
It's for the chopper or somebody.
Okay. I think we're almost to the Vanishing Swamp area. And part of this area will, as there's rain, it will create more of a bog area. And at other times, it's dried up. Now the trails are kind of a mixture of the boardwalk, and then you've got some natural trails that are paved here. Let's see what's on up ahead here. Hey, Paul, come up here with me. I need a tech guy to see if he can enable my chats. I'm starting to hear a little thunder. Let's see, which way do we go to the Lake Joe? I have all these engineers with me and they're depending on me for directions. This is probably not a good thing. Ooh, there's a really pretty butterfly flying around. Let's go down here and see what this sign says. Hey Ruth, good morning. How are you? Thanks for joining me. We are, if you're just now joining me, I am in the Greenwood Forest Preserve here in beautiful Hilton Head, South Carolina. And we are on the Boggy Gut Trail, headed to the Vanishing Swamp, Fish Island, and the Indian Shell Ring. And I was trying to show you guys some of just the incredible wildlife in this area. We've seen some turtles and a bird. I've heard that there's a baby alligator, and we normally will see lots of alligators once we get to Lake Joe here. Hopefully it's not too much longer of a walk. I'm doing good, Ruth. How are you today? Wow, look at this tree. Lines of these trees, they live for such a long period of time. Yes, I'm looking for reptiles. I'm looking for birds and fish. I saw a little green anoil earlier, but he got away before I could get him on the camera. Hopefully when we get down a little further, I'll be able to show you some alligators. And there's a lot of turtles. Sorry if I'm out of breath. It shows that I need to be doing this more often and getting myself in shape. It's hard when I'm at home because I really enjoy spending a lot of time in my reptile and fish room and just getting to visit with all of the animals. And as we're walking here, I'll tell you that I have the most amazing animal sitter. Her name is Maddie, and Maddie is a, yes, I hope we'll see alligators. She is a young teenage girl, and she videotapes at the zoo, or excuse me, not videotape, obviously I have that on my brain. She's a volunteer at the zoo, and she is very experienced with animals. And she has just been doing a fabulous job taking care of each of my animals at the house this week. Her and her family have actually been coming to my house twice a day to make sure all the animals were sprayed and fed and watered and all of their needs taken care of. So we've been really fortunate to be able to have Maddie and her family help me this week so I could take some much needed time off. So hopefully we're getting close to the Lake Joe here. So do you guys have any kind of reptiles at your house? Actually, I have one surprise reptile that I have yet to reveal on my videos, but I've been working a little bit on a video. I actually have, I'll tell you guys, y'all will get the preview story. I have a new chameleon. His name is Jack. He is a Jackson chameleon. Actually, we call him Panama Jack. We were getting ready to go to the beach, and so I thought that was an actual fun name for him. But Jack was a rescue from a pet store in my local town. And I had been working with the manager at the pet store for some time. This particular chameleon had a damaged tail, and the spot on his tail was starting to become necrotic, and he actually needed to have a tail amputation. Paul, are we going the right direction? All right, we're keeping walking. All right, sorry we're kind of in the boring area of the trail right now, but not too much longer and we'll be at the lake. But anyway, the manager of the pet store was really good to be able to work with me, and we talked to different level managers, district manager, corporate manager, and were able to get them to pay for the surgery and everything. We were able to take Jack to my regular veterinarian, Dr. Bain. If you live in the Knoxville area, be sure and check out Dr. Catherine Bain. She is amazing. She's seen all of my animals, and some she sees more regularly than others. Like Chomper, he likes to cause trouble, and occasionally he has issues, but he's kind of an older, aging gentleman, so it's good that he keeps everything in check. Okay, let's see. Now, here we go. Now we're headed to the swamp trail. Got my older son here helping me. Actually, my whole family is here with me down in Hilton Head. Oh, there's an airplane. Pretty exciting when the most exciting thing on your live video is the airplane going over. But anyway, my chameleon Jack is doing really well. My friend Maddie's been keeping me posted every day, and he's eating well. He's come through his surgery really well, and Dr. Bain doesn't think that he will need any other additional treatment. I'm going to take him back in probably sometime after I get back, and we'll do a fecal sample and just make sure that animals checked every year. A lot of times you can really kind of overcome and prevent problems by being able to get them checked up ahead of time. Oh, I think we got something we found over here. Let me walk back and see what we found. What you see? Oh, great. Here's one of these little green and oil lizards. I love these guys. I've had some that I've been eating breakfast with in the morning. Oh, isn't he so cute? When they inflate their neck, it's
what is it?
It's a little green annoyed lizard. And there he goes. Oh, I'm sorry, Ruth, that you lost your bearded dragon. They are so special. My chomper is about 5 years old now, and he is by far my favorite pet. I'm telling you all that this is the Vanishing Swamp area. Now in rain, and you can see a little bit of swamp right there, but in rainy time, the whole area will be flooded. It's just really beautiful. You see all kinds of palm plants. These great big large trees are just majestic. Yeah. Here's even a little sign here that shows you Vanishing Swamp. A lot of times I'll see more birds. Haven't seen a lot today. Look at those gorgeous ferns. There's somebody that posted on my Instagram account the other day that they absolutely loved ferns, and I do too. My dad is also a great fan of ferns, and he does really well with them. Look at that palm tree. Boy, doesn't that make you want to stay at the beach. I think I could live here. I keep telling my kids that they can buy me a retirement home here. Another little black area of water. See lots of little insects out today. Starting to hear some birds. Oh, I'm glad you're back, Ruth. Yeah, I tell you, Wi-Fi stinks sometimes. Wow, this just looks like we're on a jungle island, doesn't it? Sorry for the camera shakiness here. I thought this would be a good practice for me, doing some live videos, and if you guys enjoy this, then maybe I'll try to get some camera equipment that I can stabilize it a little bit better. Of course, today I'm just using my cell phone as I'm walking through here, but it takes pretty good video. There's another really gorgeous palm plant. That's a good tongue twister for you. Say palm plant real fast 3 times. Sometimes it seems like the boardwalks are just endless, but is it hot and humid? You better believe it. This is an environment that reptiles would thrive in. It's got to be, well, it's probably in the mid 80s. There is a little bit of a breeze, which is really, really nice. Humidity's probably about 80% from the amount of sweating I'm doing right now. Okay, Fish Island this way. Oh, I think I may even see a clearing in the edge of the trees. Yep, I see a road. That means we're close. We got some nice little soggy ground here too. for a second. Show you some more of the trees around in here. Just absolutely beautiful. Wow, look at some of these mushrooms. Huge mushrooms. Oh, and there's some little special things right here. We're on the right track because the horses have left us a trail, if you know what I mean. Wow, yesterday 105. Whew, bless your heart. Is it humid there? I think I could stand the drier heat, but here in the south, when it gets up in the 80s and 90s and the humidity is, you know, 100%, it gets pretty miserable as far as just the temperature. One thing I was telling some of my family yesterday is that all these great leaves, I just think of substrate when I see all these leaves. Okay, and we are here at Lake Joe. Oh, this is such a beautiful area. Now, the last few times that I've been here, there's been a lot of really neat birds, like the blue herrings and different things. And right over there is the wildlife garden, and we'll take a walk over there in just a minute. They have a nice little picnic area here in Bridge, and oh, looks like some of my birds are over here, so let's walk over this direction, see if we can see them. I was hoping we would see some blue herrings. Now this is another one of those birds that I was talking about earlier. We'll see how close he lets me get to him. They are really majestic in flight. They have just incredible wingspans. Oh, I can hear him fussing. Wow, this guy's beautiful. Now the breeze is picking up here. Now I've never been to Oklahoma. I bet it is pretty toasty warm too. Well, look at the lake here. Isn't it beautiful? Now I'm going to walk over to this little dock area because a lot of times we'll get to see some alligators in here. Oh, and there may actually be something. There is one right here, in fact. Nope, it's a turtle. It's a turtle, and he just disappeared. Let's see if he'll pop back up here for me. Alright, let's take a look over here. See what we find. There's another lake on the other side. I'm wanting to say it's Lake Thomas. No, I'm not a bit afraid of alligators. I do have high respect for them, and I don't want to swim with them. But no, I'm not afraid of them. As long as you stay back in a good, safe area, I think they're really, really interesting to observe. Oh, I know that couple right there. I thought, look, there's a nice little couple having a picnic. That's my daughter and her boyfriend. My family's kind of trying to get used to me doing all this YouTube stuff, so they don't quite know what to think of me just yet. walk over to the dock and see if we see any alligators today. Of course, the one day that I want to show you a lot of alligators and a lot of wildlife, everything seems to be hiding. Now, there is a bird right here. Oops. Let me back up here. See if I can zoom it out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be on camera today. You're exactly right. I love the way these guys walk with their long legs. It's really amazing to watch them eat and just explore right around the edge of the lake here. Now, typically in this area, you'll see some killdeer and some belted kingfishers. You'll see some ducks and osprey, bald eagles sometimes. The lake is very quiet today. I'm amazed because normally there's tons and tons of animals out. Yeah, the cranes are really cool too. Yeah, I see a lot of, well, I have, driving around, seen a lot of these snowy egret birds. There's some double-crested cormorant birds. Yeah, you see an alligator? Or is it turtles? Oh, I think there's the turtle. Here he is, popping up. Of course, they have these great signs here that say, please don't swim with the alligators, survivors will be ticketed, which is somewhat humorous to me. Oh yes, today is Flag Day. I forgot all about that. Hey Owen, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. It's kind of a crazy time of day to go live, but we were taking a nature walk through the Greenwood Forest Preserve here in beautiful Hilton Head, South Carolina. And I thought I might take you guys along just for the journey. Was hoping that we would see some alligators today, but so far they haven't been very cooperative. Oh, here's a little better view of one of the turtles here. Let's see. Yeah, there he is. He is so cute. Look, he's got all that algae on his back. And while I'm walking around here, I'll walk over and show you the Wallflower Garden. Such a pretty area over here. There you go. There's a classic crow for you. Yeah, this other lake is over here to this side as I'm walking to the Wallflower Garden. Looks like the crows have come for a picnic. Now last year we came over here and did this alligator adventure boat tour, and it was so much fun. We got to ride around and to see kind of the different areas of Lake Joe and Lake Thomas, and see some alligators up close. I think one of them we saw was about a 6-foot one. In fact, there's the little boat that takes you on the tours. Boy, no one is around today. This is kind of crazy. But it's such a peaceful time to be able to come out here and just enjoy the lake. Here we go. We're walking up to the wildflower area. Yeah, a golf cart would be nice. Of course, it allows me to get some exercise walking around in the forest preserve. Take you over here and show you the sign. These are some of the flowers that they have here in the Wallflower Garden. They have mint plants, the phlox, corn poppies, the red and white ones, black-eyed Susan, Indian blanket, baby blue eyes, all kinds of poppies, larkspur, toadflax, cornflower. I'll take you so you can see some of the flowers up close here. Just look how beautiful these are. This is one of my favorite things to visit. It's something I would love for my dad to come and look at. He really enjoys all of the wildflowers, and he does such a good job with them in his yard. He always has a lot of the black-eyed Susans like you see here. Walk over here and see what else they got. A few of the little purple ones there. This whole area is a project that they do, and it is completely covered in wildflowers. And of course, at different times, you'll see different flowers. But look at that. Is that not amazing? I could just sit and look at these all day. I really like this tree right here too. I think it has the pretty purple leaves on it. So pretty. I'm kind of standing on the back side now of the lake. You can see the bridge that I just walked over. Little picnic area. It's a really nice place to be able to bring your family. You can fish in this area. Yes, Owen, I am in Hilton Head, South Carolina right now. What state do you live in? All right, let's walk back over here and we'll walk. You live in North Carolina. All right. Very cool. We always cut through North Carolina when we come down here. I've been to Asheville several times on trips. And I'd love to go to the Repticon in Raleigh sometime, but I haven't had an opportunity to do that yet. We'll walk back here to this Indian shell ring. It is just a real short little walk here down this trail. Maybe the alligators will decide that. Sorry, I know my camera is shaking all over the place here. I'm pretty sure these are man-made lakes that are here in this area. Hey, you guys gonna walk down to see the shell ring?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm walking that way. Like I had mentioned earlier, last year when we were, I believe it was last year, when we were down here. Oh, June 30th and July the 1st. Boy, I'd love to catch that if I could. Have you ever been to that Repticon? Let's see, that's the Lake Joe Trail. Yeah, I think it's right down this way. Oh, here's a really neat little thing. I forgot that they had this here. It's actually made for like a little outdoor church that they have made here by the waterfront. And they've got all these little benches here. That is so cool. That'd be a neat experience to be able to go to a church service there by the waterfront. See any alligators? No alligators yet. It is so quiet and peaceful out here. And all of the trails are really easy to walk on. They also have a stables here. I believe it's called Lawnton Stables. And a long time ago, we actually were able to take a horseback tour through the forest preserve, and that was a lot of fun. Made me sort of walk for a few days, but it was a lot of fun. Okay, the Indian shell ring is down here. It's a really great historical area. Oh, and how big is the Repticon show? Is it a really big show? I've heard really good things about that particular show. You know, as much fun as it's been to be down here and be in the beach, I sure miss each one of my animals. I'm glad that I have such a good sitter in Maddie to be able to take care of each of them. We're almost down there. Now, it's been really fun though coming out in the mornings at our house that we're renting, and I've seen these little brown and green anoles. I've seen lots of tree frogs, and actually, we found a copperhead up next to the house, which was kind of scary, but a good chance to teach my grandson about venomous snakes. And actually, you can tell a venomous from a non-venomous snake because of their pupils. A venomous snake has a slit-like pupil, kind of like a cat. Or you can kind of think of as like a number 1 or something. And a non-venomous snake has a round pupil.
They build it up.
Now this is actually the Indian shell ring. Let me walk over here to the sign so you can kind of get an idea about it. Now if you can see here, it's actually kind of a circular pattern. And if you just looked here, you would just think it was just mounds of dirt. But as the little hills kind of come around here, there's actually many feet of shell that... Oh, is it? Okay. And the Indians created this area. And like I said, the archaeological people were here a few years ago, and they had dug down at different areas, and you could actually see the layers of shell stacked up. I don't know if you can tell a difference in just the landscape here, but you've got the hills, and it's a complete circle all the way around. I'll see if I can get another little view here. And it looks like this is one of the areas that they may have dug down in. You can still see a little bit of the black tarp here. And the hill just goes up a little ways there. We zoom in here, you can see remnants of the shells. And they use these oyster shells, and they're actually just stuck, layered on top of another. I wish I can, if I can find an area that shows the layering of the shells, I'll show you. Now here's a thing about the facts of it. The shell ring is 132 to 140 feet in diameter and measured from the outside walls. It says today the ring is an average of 15 inches in height, and over centuries weathering and plant growth and foot traffic have reduced the height of the ring. The ring wall is about 25 feet wide at the base. And the Indians had harvested all of these shells by oyster and clams shells, and they placed it just on stacks here. Really a neat historical area. They have all kinds of little walking trails and hikes that sort of branch off of this area. Really, really cool. It's kind of nice to be in the shade. The sun's really warm today. I think my daughter found a millipede or something over here. We'll go see what she's found. It has disappeared along with the alligators.
It's black and red caterpillar.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll walk back over here to the lake then. We'll take one last look at alligators, and then I'll let you guys go for the day. So what kind of animal videos would you guys like to see in the future from me? I'm hoping to do some more care videos. I would like to do one on leopard gecko care. I've started to have several people contact me and ask me if I had any advice on the leopard geckos. And so I certainly don't know everything about everything, but I would be happy to share with you any things that I've learned and hopefully help you along the way. You know, sometimes it's nice just to talk with other hobbyists and see everybody does things a little bit different, and that's okay as long as the basic care of the animals is there and you meet those basic requirements. But I think we can learn a lot from each other, you know, just caring for animals and you know, maybe I'm doing something that could help you, and maybe you're doing something that could help me be a better caretaker. So I think it's great that we can share those things with each other. All right, we are back out at the lake here. Such a pretty area.